The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates. They do not tell us points paid or points received or the APR. They tell us locked rates with consumers across 42% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. 30-year conforming loans down. Now, these are Friday's numbers. Markets were closed yesterday. Friday's closing numbers, 30-year conforming down 6.576. 30-year jumbos were up 6.996. 30-year FHA down 6.376. 30-year USDA loans. Rural areas, generally no down payment, 6.347. That was down. And, of course, we always leave it best for last. The best loan on the market for those that earned it, that would be the 30-year VA loan, 6.132. That was down on Friday. And each morning, every business day, we put out a report on what we see in the mortgage world. You can get that report free to you. We send it out by email as early as the data allows. rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. So now let's take a look at what's going on today, because that was Friday's numbers. Today we're looking at it. We've still got the S&P 500 is down 21 points. The high is, and we'll talk about this high that we've been on. 10-year Treasury is up 11 basis points. The mortgage bonds, bond prices themselves, those are down 20 basis points, which means rates are rising. Why? Well, let's look at a few different things. Raphael Bostic, Atlanta Fan president, and now he's a voting member, said that inflation must be firmly and surely getting back to their 2% target before cutting rates. He feels it would be a bad outcome if they started to ease and inflation started to rise up and down like a seesaw, kind of like his commentary, up and down. He also is concerned about the conflict in the Red Sea and if that was going to impact inflation. You got to love Fed people. So we're already looking at the numbers on the inflation being right around that 2% level. If you look over the last 6 months instead of 12 months, we're probably under the 2% level on both the PCE and the CPI. Fed likes PCE, but both of those are under 2%, and they've been that way for a little while now. So I don't know what Mr. Bostic is looking for, but spooking the market is the word. And we know that the Federal Reserve always overdoes it. So they went up they went up too quickly. Let me put it backtrack. They were low, stayed there too long. They should have been going up in 2021, but they didn't. They waited till 2022 to kill the market, went up too quickly. Now they're going to leave them high too long, and then they were going to get into a recession, and they're going to say, oh, we got to start cutting quickly in order to get the economy back on track. Just the way the Fed works, been done that way for a long time. We're going to watch it happen again. CoreLogic reported that rent prices are now up 2.7% year over year in November, which is a slight increase from 2.5 in the previous report, and the first uptick since May of 2022. The rise was from a very low level, and for perspective, rents were rising at a pace of 7.5% this time last year. The latest CPI report showed that shelter costs rose by 6.2%, which is 3.5% higher than what we were actually seeing because of the lag effect. When you multiply that difference by the shelter weighting in the CPI, it shows that shelter is being overstated by 1.5%. That would mean that core CPI should be closer to 2.4% instead of 3.9%. Hello, Mr. Bostic, are you listening? When you do the same exercise with the Fed's favorite target, core PCE, it would be 2.3% instead of 3.2%. When looking at the last 6 months of core PCE and annualizing it, which is a metric Chairman Powell is looking at to see where inflation is heading, PCE is at 1.85%. Hello, Mr. Bostic, wake up, please. I think we know that you're sleeping somewhere. Please, please wake up before it's too late. The New York Manufacturing Index for January was reported at negative 43.7. Zero means we're not growing or not contracting. Negative 43.7, the lowest since 2001. Again, non-pandemic, the low. Market was expecting negative 5. Not good news with what we're seeing right here. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990.